We said the moment you use the word my means you are in bondage, attachment. These are all words for bondage. You become slave already. You are creating expectations, using the word my, you are slave. If it disappears, you will feel sorrow. So you are trapped. You don't even know that you are trapped, which means you are unconscious. This angelic soul who is visiting this extraordinary gift now is deceived by this. He is unconscious. In Turkey, there is a dish. Anyone knows Turkish here? The dish is called bodelia. It may sound slightly different. And a literal translation of that is the Imam fainted. The dish was so delicious, Imam couldn't handle it. The dish itself is called Imam fainted. You order. It is made of aubergine with some vegetarian dish. I know to prepare it. I have prepared it once. But here everyone is fainted. This world is so impressive and so nice that all these travelers, they can't handle it. They have become unconscious. And now you get a prize if you answer this. When he becomes unconscious, what happens next? He can't eat. But in this case, what is the next problem that comes? When someone Pattar Buddhi? Crosses the line. Good. Further down the spiral is the traveler. And another thing that happens, that the enemy Maya, the enemy becomes your master. He rules your mind and your life. This false I that we spoke about, that is your worst enemy. Ego, but it's the worst enemy. What Ravan, this language is this, all this false I. It becomes the king. And it rules your mind and your life. And you are not even aware what is going on because you are not conscious. So this is the change that happens. You are given this extraordinary gift, you are impressed with it, you like it, then next you want to own it. Show a child something, show a child something like this, something pink, glittery, what will it do next? It likes it. What does it do? It stretches out its hands. He wants it. And so same. Adults, grandparents, they are all the souls are doing the same thing. You are impressed with something, then sooner or later you want to own it. And you are getting trapped into this web more and more. And you don't even realize that you are getting trapped because you are confused. All along there is a confusion. Confusion is increasing all along and you are getting deceived. But then, say someone comes with a head injury to the emergency department, hospital, and head injury, he appears a bit confused. That's one state. You ask him something, he speaks something else, so there's a confusion. But if the underneath problem progress is, next step will be he will be unconscious. Understand, no? So same thing happens here. It starts with confusion, and confusion. He does more mistakes, but then he becomes unconscious. This invisible angelic prince, he is not there. He is, and that is why this false identity become the masters of the life. So copper age and iron age, the whole life is ruled by the false identities. It is not just sometimes there is a I and sometimes not. No, no, no one is soul conscious. Even with those who have knowledge, they are not soul conscious because our society is made in such a way. This appears completely normal. To be in the camel and elephant world, that appears normal. I am camel, you are elephant, you are dragon. Okay, this is the life. And we can be nice scholar about knowledge. Today also Baba is referring to this. You are talking about knowledge, but become Swarup, become the embodiment. Baba is emphasizing, come in the experience. Because there is a resistance, from this false identity. False identity lives in this camel elephant world. It is like a bizarre situation, but he doesn't see it as problem. He sees it as normal. The actor doesn't even know that he's the actor. That is what it means, unconscious. So he thinks, you tell the camel, you are a soul, you are a soul. He agrees, yes, yes, yes. And at most he says, okay, I am now BK camel. He thinks it's a big change. Earlier he was just camel, now he has created a little holy corner within that box, paints it all white, and he thinks it is progress, ready for golden age. Mind is ruled by this false identity, the enemy. Or does it matter? Life is still going on. People are planning their birthdays and some party, wedding anniversaries. They're happy. There's some employment is getting better. Some government is doing something correctly. New technology. Economy is improving. Yes. So does it matter? This false identity is ruling your life. Where is the problem? Why there is so much rush that we should change? Life is going quite well, and some new technology is coming up, and such excitement of progress and civilization. Unpredictable. Downward spiral. Yes. Actually, what is happening is it is like a madhouse. We got a huge reality here. We got a world with God, world with a true family. Imagine in your home there is a family whom you dearly love, brothers, sisters, and your parents, and there is a life there. And if someone in your family spends so much time watching the television and is worried about Mickey Mouse and wants to buy new things for the Mickey Mouse, is really concerned about what might happen, that Jerry might come or Tom might come, that full time, 24 hours, he's thinking about Mickey Mouse, completely ignores the family. And there may be some Christmas coming next in the Jerry's world. That is his excitement. So this is like a madness. You will say this is a madness. When everyone is doing it, It appears normal. This is exactly what we are doing. We are spending our time in that cartoon show. Today, Baba referred to a cartoon show. Yeah? You heard the word? So that is a cartoon show going on here. And a cartoon show should be seen as cartoon show. But in our madness, we are becoming the cartoons. We think we are Jerry's and Tom's. And we are unconscious to our extraordinary reality. What with the effort from the not through the knowledge and Baba's effort is to help us come out of this madness and help us re-experience the wonderland, natural state of wonderland, natural state of happiness. This is why almost all experiences of near death or out of body experiences, they experience bliss. They have died, and what they experience is bliss. They don't have cakes, they don't have anything. Natural state of happiness of everyone. So here, the natural state of everyone, they are beyond harm, beyond needs. Their life is of silent contentment and bliss and love, because everyone is like this. World with God, world of God. Perfection all round. Fullness all round. Feeling of fullness. Mm. Something that we experienced in yesterday's meditation, if you get recording, come back to that again, that meditation, when everyone is, we use the word egoless, zero ego. All ego and vices are because of that story connected. Wrong attitude. You need to cross that line. Then you are into the ego and vices and sorrows and desires. You have the right attitude towards that box. You discover that state of nirvikari, zero vices, zero sorrows, zero ego, zero desires, auspicious. And this is when we use the word divine, the word no demon. That all these demonic tendencies of the sorrows, they don't exist. Not a trace of it. That is what that mind is, life is. But everyone is like this. One time, one reporter asked Mother Teresa, "Are you holy?" If someone asks you, "Are you holy?" what will you answer? Yes. Yes, but why not? Of course. Everyone will answer, "Oh, yes." Yeah. Mother Teresa said, "Yes." And then she said, "So are you. You are also holy." But she said, "You don't know that. I know," which is so nice. So here, everyone is holy. Everyone is divine. The question is, are you conscious to it? That's the question. If you have crossed the line, then ego doesn't feel he's holy. He is having all kinds of desperations and sorrows and some suppressed emotions and traumas. That is not holy. In this mind, zero trauma, zero complaint. That is that. We say nirvikari. Nirvikari is not just an absence of the five vices. Nirvikari includes no complaint. You can write this down, huh? No complaint, no criticism, no comparison, no competition, no craving, no crying. What else exists? No concerns, no crisis in your life, and no questions. All these feelings, they are like a little uncomfortable. They are all sorrows. Do you want me to repeat? Yeah, no complaints, no criticism, no comparisons, no competitions, no cravings, no crying, no crisis. Hmm? All this. Yeah, yeah. No craving. Yeah. Craving is like something is empty inside, that kind of a feeling. These are all different vices, but we don't say five vices. But this is like a Ravan's progeny, different. And no questions, no concerns. Yeah. And how does that happen? Zero concerns and complaints and criticism. How does that happen? Because you are soul consciousness, full. And just the understanding that here is a cartoon. When you are watching a cartoon, do you have complaint? Do you have criticism? They are doing funny things. Do you criticize that? You told him once, he's still doing it. Do you say, why are you doing it? It is a script. They will think you are mad if you are complaining about it, Jerry or Tom. So also here, you are watching this as a separate story. Cartoon is also a story. And so your attitude is of starting position is acceptance, full acceptance. Mind is not having this vibration, a shubh vibration, and a little criticism. You don't have to speak, but mind has criticism, mind has complaints, mind is craving. It is like a drop of poison in the system. When we are talking about the invisible prince, angelic prince, clean, everything is nirmal, it is clean. There is everything is right. Not he's not suppressing, he's tolerating it. Everything is right. Cartoon is great. Past is great and present is great. Nothing matters. Bottom line is that nothing matters. And he also knows everyone is good and everyone is lucky. All that has happened, angle is different. Same world. He's seeing it from one angle. Angle beyond. Angle is not of the ego. When you see the same world from the angle of the ego, then there's so much to complain about and so much to beg for, and so all this comes, not just a victim, slave, beggar, demon also comes. All this ego that we saw yesterday, they are demonic because they can take sorrow, they can give sorrow. Demonic is justice, taking sorrow, giving sorrow. Because it all becomes so intense for the ego, survival. So that's why they are ready to fight wars. So they all come in moment you cross the line. You stay on the right side of the line, none of this. We have the option to experiment with this. Even for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, experiment with it. All the habits, good habits, bad habits, start somewhere. We don't make the ego nice. That is not the process, of purification. In bhakti, then that is, it is all based on the ego based. So it is all being nice, superficially nice. But here, our aim, even for 1 minute, come in the right posture. All habits, good habits, bad habits, start somewhere. This is the seed of the highest habit, accurate soul consciousness. If you understand it, it becomes the seed of the deity personality, noble personality. Yeah. So we'll create some shanti now. After a few minutes, we will be doing the presentation, and I will come to some experience based on what we spoke just now. And in this practice, the first step for us is the best sight, best intellect. And to understand, it is a game of a second. To come in the experience, it is a game of a second. First thing we are understanding, with Paras, we are able to see the cartoon world as separate. Whether it is story world, cartoon world, it is separate. Most important, this scene, Prashant, is all part of that cartoon world. And we are able to see the world beyond that story. This is our first step. And that is why Paras is so necessary for us to pull ourselves out of that gravity. And the moment you come out, then the game is different altogether. You are in the space, you are in the sky. This is the world of God and world of godlike beings. It is the world of immortality. True Amarpuri is here. It is alokik. Alokik meaning unearthly. It is not like the story world. It is different. Everyone is immortal. And immortality has a power to change things. They are secure. They are beyond harm. And they are beyond needs. They don't need the story at all. Beyond harm, beyond needs. So no one can deny them, no one can deprive them, no one can harm them. They are carefree, 100%. And that allows them to experience their greatness. That's why the natural state of contentment and peace and bliss, that becomes their life. All are like this. All are lucky. It is in this environment that the true self can remain conscious. We are talking about the invisible player and invisible traveler, but this environment where everyone is like him, they see him as an invisible player. They don't see him as camel. No one sees him that way. This is the world of the family and the father. Father is Parasnath. He is stubborn in truth. Just like Ravan is stubborn in ignorance, Ram is stubborn in truth. Whole world is seeing, with full conviction, upside down. But Ram is the one who sees it the right way up, forever. And yesterday we used the expression, he's the friend of the, what did we say? His friend. Whose friend? Friend of the soul. What about others? Are they friend of the soul? Your all other friends, are they friend of the soul? Yeah? Kiran said yes. Friend. They are friend. Yeah. Is anyone else friend of the soul? Hmm? No? Hmm? Then they are soul conscious. You just have to ask yourselves, no relationship. Yeah, yeah. We have to ask, do you see anyone as a soul? Your friends, do they see the soul? And we have to ask ourselves, how often are we seeing others as souls? How often are you seeing the camel? How often are you seeing the actor behind the camel? Ask ourselves with knowledge of the soul. If you are completely ignoring someone, how can you be his friend? You have a whole day goes past and you don't even see him. How can you be his friend? You are a friend of the ego. Possible? Brahmins? Are Brahmins friends of Ravan? Each other's Ravan? Possible? And all these pleasantries and all that is going on, it is better to step back sometimes. You know, because they all feed each other's Ravan, each other's ego. So they are, once Baba said, you are all each other's enemies, you know. So you are, so they are not friends of the soul. Certainly we can say that, if they are not even seeing the soul. But Supreme Friend, He remains your friend. Whether you are conscious, you are unconscious, He remains your friend. And He is determined to revive you. You can be the friend of others during the time you are soul conscious. Minimum we can do is soul vision. Then it is the highest karma. If that is not in place, then we are not really friends, in spite of knowledge. Doing service, talk, lots going on. But if the vision is not of the soul, then we are, during those minutes, you are not a friend. You are a friend of the enemy. Especially if there is some lots of pleasantries going on, that is, you are feeding the ego without you knowing even. Ego of each other's. So it is very necessary for us. It is a bhakti remembrance of God is different to our remembrance of God. Bhakti remembrance of God, they say, God, give me more gold here, you know, and give me more what? Cakes, and help me find a parking spot. Help me catch the train. And what is the Jnani remembrance of God? Friend. Jnani remembrance is you are remembering so that the soul can be awakened. He is friend of the soul. That's why you want him. No one else is bothered about the soul. So if you stay in his company, that is going to help you. He's determined to help the soul. He's not determined to help the ego. So even as everything else is going on, I would say next 24 hours, have this silent aim that whilst everything going on, you are aware of the drama here, story. There are also angelic souls here. They are the invisible actors, and and they are the ones who are our brothers, and they are the ones you are dealing with. Just even for 5 seconds, pay attention that there's their soul here. And the soul, he deserves respect and love. Because souls, they are angelic, they are godlike. They are worthy of love and respect. If I don't do it, it is my problem. But each one is worthy. So you are creating at least a few seconds for that. In that, there is service and also self-service. You create atmosphere just by being in that space. So now we are going to go for the presentation. And this presentation is titled Meaning of Life, but we are really trying to understand the brain. And this is possible, this traffic control and sounds, we will be having our own program. It is a cave today. So it is just an entry. We are discussing about the brain, and we are seeing it through science. I wanted to mention to Ritasha, I got another one. This might be more effective. In the meantime, anything you want to say, or any comments, questions? No, no. The questions, we want everyone to ask questions, and we want you to be clear of the subject. In the discussion we said, one who is soul conscious, he has no questions. No questions about drama. Someone that does something, someone breaks something. Why is he doing this? Why is he saying that? That is a script. That is the way it is. He has no questions on that. But as regards knowledge, we need to question, and until we are 100% clear. And this is a good place to ask questions. Hmm. I wanted to ask that with this awareness, how should we handle praise or when someone is appreciating? Do we recognize that the role is being appreciated and the invisible actor is separate from that role? And secondly, once we begin to increase this awareness of the invisible actor, what happens when the thought comes that now I'm playing my role nicely, or I'm a good invisible actor, or I'm a good guest? Uh, so that how can we keep this awareness pure without without increasing our self? Yeah. This is a relevant question, and we will have to come back to this again and again. Check again. There are a few things to pay attention to this. The one is we have to create time in our real world. Create time and create your wonderland. Experience that wonderland. Experience the perfection. Experience the fullness. Experience your greatness. At the moment, we are not experiencing it as it should be. So internally, one is empty. One is not having self-respect. So any praise of the shoes, it becomes relief. At last, some praise. You jump on it to accept the praise. Someone praises the dog, that itself is some relief. Some action, something is done. We are internally empty. Trying to scrap anything that is possible. That is where the subject of yoga comes in. Yoga is you are experiencing your true greatness, not the greatness of the camel, but the greatness of the soul. And you are seeing your life with God and your eternal, you know, fullness. Everything need nothing from anywhere. And a story, it appears smaller and smaller in time. It is like at the moment we might call it a story, call it a drama, but the word of camel is still, it matters. It is dominating. You are thinking about it. You are planning some success in it, you know. But it has to become smaller and smaller, it in time, proportionate to how much I invest time here. That's right. Yeah, yeah. That is very. That is where the spiral comes from. That's. So it's that when operating starts, yeah, we get into the yeah, yeah. And then we come down by the head, down. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another question is, right now I'm mistaken. I am not much state. But I am impressed the way you are presenting this class, or the way Solidarity conducted or presented the fully translated. I am genuinely impressed. That's right. I am getting attached on the phone. The exact concept is yeah, 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 yeah. What will happen more you are seeing your bigger reality, there will be right balance. One is appreciation, some English words. I appreciate something and getting impressed is just little further. Prabhavit, yeah, you keep thinking about it, then that is a beginning of attachment. I see something, I like it. Then I'm not keep thinking about something. If I go back there, then it is, yeah. Last week our sessions are very nice and getting a lot of interest and it's are very better. But the meditation, I can't experience even a single 0% experience in meditation. Only I am listening to that. Right. I have been young for so many years. So we have a habit of going to Parandan and experience. So we like that experience. And it's before these classes, we can experience that. But now meditation we can't. I can't experience. So how can I experience? Yeah. Often we say to create 1 minute, half a minute with a very clear aim. For each one of us, there is an entry point. For one person, it can be home, experience of the home. For another person, someone said she can see herself as an actor more easily than as a guest. You know, whichever area you feel is easy for you, it works for you, to start with that, and and then it will bring in other practices. Easy. Start, yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah. 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 Here our aim, you know, is to return back to our truth. That is our aim. So we want to get impressed with this reality, because that is where we want to reach. Yeah, okay. So we were saying we want to get impressed with that reality, not with the cartoon world. Sure, sure, sure. Um, eh, these are bhakti words, and we are using those words. But ahankar, it needs attention on its own because it's a huge department, as we see, different uh, ego of different kind. All these false identities we saw yesterday, these are all ahankar. And vikar, as we see, it is not just five vikar. All these lists that we saw, these are all vikar. Understand, no? So, no, that is also, but these are bhakti words, and we are using those words. Now let us come to our microscope and laboratory. Is it working? No, let me try. Maybe you have to do manually. Yeah, yeah. Yes, so our aim is to discuss this subject of the brain, and in the last 100 years, so much research is done. It's an area of great interest because we don't know many things about here, the different functions that are happening in the mind and soul level. We are attributing it to the brain. And one thing we know is there are these two hemispheres. The brain has got, when you see the brain, it is like a walnut, yeah? And no difference. It is a real shell inside, and inside these two sides. And is there a way we can get these words better? You know, you will have to use your right brain to read this. Let us see if we can make it smaller, and we might. Or even to reduce it to the earlier size, not the full screen maybe. So what, in essence, what we are seeing there are these two hemispheres. There are some functions that happen on the right side of the brain, and there are some functions that happen on the left side of the brain. For example, in language, mathematics, science, logic, analysis, these are on the left side of the brain. So if someone is clever, in language and mathematics, that's great, if he's left brain. But if there is some injury to the left side of the brain, if some stroke, it affects circulation to the left side of the brain, he will lose those functions. So there are definite areas of the brain that are dealing with those functions. Right side of the brain deals with different functions. The functions like the synthesis. Left side deals with analysis, right side deals with synthesis. Synthesis is like bringing together holistic thought, seeing the bigger patterns that is happening on the right side of the brain. So these are very clear functions in a music, but uh, rhythm rather than the melody that is happening on the right side. Here the word faces is used. It recognition of the faces that happens on the right side of the brain. And creativity, it is on the right side. So if you are asked, what is the common factor on the left side and what is the common factor on the right side? Are they random left side functions and the right side functions? Or can you see some pattern? Yeah? Yeah, spiritual. Okay, yes. Now here is shown, the left side deals with the expansion and right side deals with essence. Left side deals with serial processing, right side deals with parallel processing. What it means parallel processing and serial? First, let me explain this serial processing. Say language, you have to go one sentence followed by the next sentence, followed by next sentence. That is serial. Mathematics, one step, then you go to the next step, then next step. Logic, there is a system, of deduction. You come on the right side, parallel processing. I meet you after 2 years. I recognize you. It happens in 1 second. Understand now? So that is like parallel processing. It doesn't say, oh, the nose is the same and the eyes are the same. I don't say that. I recognize it. Some idea comes. It comes in 1 second. I was talking of this, and in one gathering, someone said, "But what about Einstein? It did not happen in 1 second. He did research, but truth is that it did happen in 1 second for Einstein. Einstein was in the on the grass, lying on the grass, looking at the sun, and there's some beam of light, something, going to his eyes. And during that time, he got a realization about the theory of relativity. It is in 1 second. and then he has to go to the drawing board and prove it through mathematics, go through the details. But the realization is in 1 second. Some, even spiritual ideas. If you are washing dishes or doing something in the kitchen, cutting carrots, these are the times there are more chances of getting realization. Understand, na? Not necessarily in Baba's room or something, but it can be anywhere. But raw material is required. You need to have the thinking, some churning is going on, but realization happens in a second. So these creative thoughts, intuitions, these are all happening in this process. That's good. This is all working well. Now let us see here. This image tells us that these two hemispheres are like two wings of a bird. You need both wings to fly. If you have just one strong wing and one wing is missing, you cannot fly. One wing is very strong, but you can flap around, but you cannot fly. To fly, you need both wings. So also, we need both hemispheres of the brain, right and left, to achieve excellence. Some might say, I'm a scientist, I'm this, and I don't need to think about the right side. Our education system is also imbalanced, in the system. But education system where there is attention on both sides, they are the ones who will win in the final round and in final analysis. Now let us see some figures in history. Who recognizes this face? Newton. And 300 years ago, he was master of Trinity College in Cambridge. And some students, they do some PhD or some studies. They have access to his handwritten notes, and they come and tell what he has written in his handwritten notes. And lots of his notes are of spiritual nature, including cyclical nature of time. He writes about this. These things are not published in the physics books, but he's the one who was a regular visitor to the church. He was Christian in his belief, but practicing Christian. So God was very central to his life. The reason I'm talking about Newton, he is the father of science. He's seen as father of science. And he talks about God, he talks about spirituality, you know, as opposed to the many other scientists of the present time. They will say, I'm a scientist, I don't want to talk about religion. This kind of that attitude. Whereas Newton speaks about God. Here is hmm? Metaphysics, yeah, yeah. Here is Einstein, and this is a statement by Einstein. Science without religion is lame. He's the father of modern physics, Einstein, and he says this. This statement is sometimes very embarrassing for other scientists. They don't like to refer to this. Science without religion is lame. But he also said, religion without science is blind. So religion is more right side, activity, and science is left side activity. He's saying we need both sides to achieve anything. Otherwise, you are lame. Otherwise, you are handicapped. When in our lives are we naturally balanced? Right, right, yeah. Sometimes people say when we are asleep, you know, I don't think when you are snoring it is balanced. Hmm? Right, right. Who said? Who said the word play? Yeah, yeah, okay. So here we get an idea. The natural inclination of a child is constant play. Play is a time when, if you look at the electrical activity in the brain, you will see there is a balance. The inner circuits that are working, they are on both sides. What happens with brain? When you are playing, what happens? Imagine right now here, we are having some another presentation and another slides and this. No, we are saying no more presentation. We are going to make two teams and we are going to play a game outside in that lawn, that grass, and we are going to play a game. Internally, you will feel, wow, that's good. We'll play the game. So internally, you say the next hour will be just a game. It will be fun, and you win or lose really doesn't matter. Because it's just a game, and you know the life beyond the game. That's holistic. We said right brain sees the bigger meal. 1 hour game, but you got a life, and this 1 hour doesn't affect your life. So you can see your picture beyond the game. It is not serious. That 1 hour is not serious. Like just a game. So I don't need to be serious about it. You love those who are playing against you, and you accept whatever the results. You will lose, win. Just a game. This will be your attitude. And the right brain is very involved in this. Now, what happens? You are going to play, and the left side kicks in, and he goes there to win, and he wants to score as much as possible. He wants to work very hard game, but he's running and jumping and screaming. So the game is that time when people are screaming, all the time. He's hmm? Audience also. Yeah, that's right. Using your past skills, and you are saying it is serious. You are the same one who said it is not serious, and at the same time you are same person, and at the same time you are saying it is serious. Hmm? It is not conflict, but more a paradox. In a game, there is this paradox. This we are called two-brained beings. It is almost like we are two people in one. Some neuroscientists say we are like two people in one. The left brain thinks one way, right brain thinks another way. But we get on. But that is when we get a game. And there is this paradox in seeing things very differently at the same time, you know, and you are working hard and you are following the rules. So this is like going into the details. Left side is going into the expansion, whilst right side is holding that space. That this is a game. You understand? You are seeing the big map. It is a game. Nothing serious. Nothing matters. Now, this understanding is useful to us when we are dealing with knowledge and dealing with different aspects of knowledge. For example, you might hear the knowledge drama is fixed and it is repeating. How to understand it, whilst at the same time you have to work hard and make effort. And how to make this. No, we are having these two brains. One brain deals with that it is all fixed. Let us see what happens next. You are holding that space, whilst other side deals with planning and working and trying to, you know, progress. In different aspects of knowledge, we need to compartmentalize to know that one side deals with the bigger map, other side deals with the details. Am I clear? So this is when you get the game. If you are not able to see this paradox, you won't be able to play the game. Now let us see here some examples. Only when you have this bigger map in life also, you will be able to deal with this game differently. If for some reason this in the right side is not strong, you will not be able to use the left wing properly. You need right wing, to be strong. That helps the left wing. If there is no right wing, you can't use the left wing. In other words, you may have the skills, you cannot use them. Here is a nice example. This is Wimbledon Central Court, and this is a story in year 2001. So this player, he got nervous. He reached the finals, and then he couldn't serve. He was losing each point, just because of his own. He couldn't play. So what happened? All along he was saying, "This is fun. This is fun." The right brain was seeing it as fun. It is a game, and so left wing was dealing with the skills, left side. So he was able to use the skills, and he was able to reach the finals. And when he reaches the finals, he tells himself, this is not fun anymore, this is finals. And the moment the right wing is paralyzed, then he couldn't use the left wing because he got skills, but he couldn't use them. This will be the experience of many people in different things. You may be very good doing certain things or singing in the kitchen or bathroom, but when it comes to the competition, then you find you are losing words or lines or notes because internally you have told yourself, this is serious, and the right wing is paralyzed. And then you cannot use the skills you got. To achieve excellence, we need both wings. This is one example. This looks like Cambridge. If you come to in summer, spring or summer, it is like this. But this is like a random photograph. And, uh, and let us say this is a pavement, 100 meters long. You can go from here to here, 100 meters. And you are told you have to walk there. But a strict condition, you shouldn't go on the grass. You have to stay within this pavement. It is 2 meters broad. It is possible? 100 meters. Can you run? But strictly, you cannot go here. Can you ride a bicycle? Yeah, okay. So you got skills. That is very good. Now, here we are seeing the same pavement is here connecting two mountains, and it is just 1,000 meters distance here. And you see here few crocodiles here. So you got skills. Are you happy to run? So what happened? You are telling yourself that this is serious. It is, and the moment you said it is serious, it is not fun. You can't use the skills that you already got. Whether it is 1,000 meters or 1 meter, you will find you can't use the skills that you got. At present, we all are leading a handicapped life. This is because we are not strong on the right side in this life. In this, when the spirituality is missing, when the bigger map is missing, when we are not seeing this world, this is the whole thing. This is Patthar. For a Patthar, this is the only world. This doesn't exist. So for them, it is not a extra game. It is everything. And so the spirituality is missing. Right side is weak. And then we are leading a handicapped life. Remember what Einstein said, science without religion is lame. So right side is not there, it is lame. You are handicapped. Handicapped in what way? Emotionally handicapped. See the lives that we spoke of, the life of the invisible player who is awake and who is completely free from nirvikari, that no vices, whole range of vices, whether it is criticism or comparisons or out of that, either inside or outside, his mind is clean. Mind that has possibility of true love and true happiness. Under provocation, he remains in that space of contentment. At the present time, the handicapped. We are intellectually handicapped. We use the word confusion, ignorance. If you are leading a life where you think you are the camel and don't even know even that it is so ridiculous, you are lost in that cartoon and thinking that is your world. It is very handicapped, intellectual handicap. It is actually intellectual degradation, extreme degradation. When you lose yourselves in the story to such a level. But in such a state, we are also physically handicapped. We don't even know what we have lost. But one amazing thing that we can see, in spite of all this, the physical skill, human beings can drive in the city of Delhi. That I feel is amazing, to it's a big circus that is going on. If you analyze it too much, you won't be able to do anything. Agree? There are some people going in all directions and people are at speed. Some mistake can kill you. But still everyone is on the street and they all are driving and they all are listening to music and it shows us what is possible for human beings. If you are to show this, what is happening today to people who lived 300 years ago, they will say this is a circus going on. What are they doing? in different ways, in other countries, there is a different speed of 100 miles, going, they are inches away from each other. But people are going on the motorways and going at their speeds. And so we can do many things, and it is possible because we don't think too much. We just get on with it. If you think too much, you won't be able to do anything. Now, if we were very, very strong on this side, right, in life, in a game is one thing. In life, if we are to say this is just a game and it's not serious, and full acceptance of this, then you will approach this world in a like sannyasi tradition is that you run away from things, you withdraw. That is sannyasi tradition. Here it is just the opposite. More you have this attitude, you are coming into this and you are coming here to win and you want to have higher goals and you want to use experiences. You work hard. For example, one who is strong on the right side, he might say, let us make this city, Hyderabad, the best city in the world. Understand, no? It is possible for him to come with a vision. Let us make this city the best city in the world. And he may have some plans, rough plans, how this can be done. And then there are other people who support those plans, who come with resources, and you end up getting the best city in the world. Maybe he doesn't get the support. No one is saying it is possible. They all say it is impossible. It doesn't destroy him. He's in a game. He tries to make it a best city and it doesn't work out. He says, okay, I go to Bangalore. know. Let me try Bangalore, make that other city the best city in the world. Or he doesn't, he's playing a game. So he knows to win, he also knows to lose also. And he also knows to start again. He comes with new ideas all the time. The Empire State Building, which is 100-story building in New York, do you know when they thought of building it? In 1920s. And it was there ready by 1936. Available. People could go up and even today it is, I feel it is one of the beautiful construction. 100-story building 100 years ago. Can you imagine to think of that at that time and with the limitations of technology, they did it, and it is still there, erect. It just needs someone with a vision, you know, and the one who with that vision, they have to be strong on this side. Someone like Obama, I give him full marks for why? Just for him to say, I want to become the president. I can become the president of the country at a time when his name is Barack Hussein Obama. At a time when Saddam Hussein was number one enemy of America, he says, I am Mr. Hussein who wants to become the president of America. And there is the racial attitudes very strong in America, that they easily don't want them to become the president, and and he says, I want to become the president. Just that he had the thought to become the president, that gives him the full marks. It happens that he succeeds. That is another thing. It shows that this side is strong. He is willing to play the game, and he may lose. There may be many others who are more efficient and more appropriate candidate for presidents. But they said, maybe I won't win. Maybe it is not possible. I got this reason. And they failed even before they started. Whereas someone like him, he said, I want to be the president. And he ends up becoming the president. Someone who is strong on this side, he will say, maybe I got some ideas. I want to introduce this to ideas. He meets people, and some might reject him, some accept him. 10 might reject him, one accepts him. That's all he wants. One accepts it. He ends up, reaching the goal. He can handle defeat. If you are playing a game, you can handle defeat. If you are not in a game, the defeat crushes him. Just one rejection, it's over. He can't handle it. It becomes too painful. Am I clear? And so this is with the life, with everything. Here you are saying, like, if you are very strong on this side, you say, I want to make this world into heaven. And not this world as it is falling apart. And so to change one person is so difficult. Agree? To change one person, to even change your own sanskaras are difficult. And you say, I'm going to create heaven. Where everyone is nirvikari and sola kala sampurna, so, you know, heaven, not in a superficial way. You are saying to to have that kind of vision and to take steps, you have to be playing the game. Understand? So that is what exactly happens here. You need to be strong on this side, and then you are in the game. You are not. It is not a nivritti mark, path of isolation, path of renunciation. You are fully involved, but you are playing the game. How do we make this? How do we make this right? The, the right brain attitude strong. This is a picture. This is the image. We have to. Hmm? That's right. That's right. Yes. 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 We have to make this world the secondary world. Ordinarily, this world is primary for us. This is everything. For Patthar, this world is the only world. And then they play the game for 1 hour. Here, when you use paras, this becomes your primary world. And we need to experience it. Just the theory is one part, but for you really to make the right brain strong, you have to experience this. Experience the reality of it. Create time to see it. It is not just a nice picture in the poster to explain to students, but it is the home of the invisible travel. Important for him. And this is, he knows everyone belongs there. That is his natural feeling. He really feels, where have you come from? I have come from my supreme home. He really feels that. I'm just flying past here. This is the way he feels. And that has to be brought in. From the knowledge to come to yoga means this. Knowledge we have understood, but yoga is to feel like that. The invisible traveler feels, I'm going to fly past. I'm not from here, this world at all. I belong. I'm invisible. That's the way he sees. And more you are experiencing this, this becomes secondary. This becomes extra. So your survival is taken care of. This is an extra reality. And when it has become extra, it become a game for you. This understanding, the important reason I'm bringing this in various discussions, we are talking about 100% detachment from it. It's a story, it's a cartoon, it is 100% detachment. When you come back to that world experience. And it is a detachment, the extreme detachment. But when you are having the understanding right and the left, you are extremely detached and extremely involved. Game is the time when you are fully involved. You're involved in it. You're playing the game, but at the same time, you're fully detached from it. And once we understand this, that helps us understand these two areas, how we are not saying halfway detachment. Yes, ego is bad, but little bit of ego is good. We have to be in this world. Attachment is bad, but some attachment to mother-in-law should be okay. You know, it is necessary, but this kind of mixed attitude, we achieve neither. Hmm? We don't experience the sky at all because we are still dangling here. In this game, we have to be 100% free. You know, that is what allows you to fly. And then you come here with 100% as, as the incarnate to play the game. We'll create another minute of silence and then we will be, uh, having tea break. Yeah, yeah. I think there's any announcements. And now? Okay, so 1 minute of silence and then announce. Tea break is coming soon.